This is probably my best Let's Play so far.
Mm-hmm. Oh, good.
Yeah.
You've got the magic.
Yeah. High five to that.
Magic high fives.
Alright, you ready?
Yeah.
Hey guys, Angry Monkey here.
And Jackson Ferrell from Hot Pile of Garbage.
And we're playing more 999, 9 persons, 9 hours, 9 doors. And Junpei looked up at the ceiling.
Did we read that last time?
I don't remember, but Junpei looked up at the ceiling and there was a great circle cut in it. Perhaps for a skylight or a glass dome, but it had been filled with a gargantuan metal plate. The metal looked very solid. Anything short of an explosive charge was unlikely to damage it.
So, gotta find explosives.
There were several windows along both sides of the ship, or at least there had been. They too were covered with metal plates. In other words, we're screwed.
Yep. We're trapped. All the exits go nowhere.
Junpei was not happy. The girl with pink hair spoke up. Oh great, her voice is going to sound very similar to Akane's.
Well, I'm sure they go somewhere. We just can't open them.
That was actually reasonably different.
Oh, okay, good.
Okay, the mountain. You don't know that. For all we know, they just open into walls or take us in circles.
The prince did not agree.
No, I'm sure they go somewhere. Otherwise, what point would there be? And we can open them. Well, 2 of them at least. You mean the numbered doors?
All eyes turned the doors to the numbers on them. I'm imagining like some dramatic gasp. The atmosphere in the room grew tense.
It was like a dramatic sting on the violin.
Yeah. The game actually does that from time to time. So.
Hey, wait a minute! I think I said this earlier, but I don't think we should do that.
The dancer moved in front of the doors as if to block them.
We'd have to be crazy to open these doors. If we do that, we're doing exactly what Zero wants us to do.
Suddenly, everyone began to speak at once.
I agree.
I don't. That's a terrible idea.
We should keep going.
We should totally stay here.
We don't have any other way to open any of these doors.
We should just wait. Someone's bound to come find us. We don't have time for that!
And nobody got time for that.
In 8.5 hours, this ship is going to sink.
The clamor of voices made it next to impossible to determine who was saying what.
Oh. Sorry to ruin it for you, everyone.
Their arguments grew more and more intense until people were shouting and screaming at one another. Junpei had remained silent, but at last he could take it no more.
Hey!
Listen!
Shut up!
They fell silent, and all eyes turned to Junpei. He felt each stare burning into him, but he refused to flinch.
Before we try and decide where we're going to go, there's something else we ought to do.
What?
Gotta go a little bit higher.
What's that?
We need to exchange information. We don't know anything about each other. I want to know who you guys are. Who you are, where you came from, why you ended up here. Don't tell me you aren't curious too.
They were silent. Some of them looked the other way or bit their lip or crossed their arms and stared at the ceiling. But one of them spoke up. It was Akane.
Oh, great.
I agree. I think Junpei is right.
Junpei?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm talking about him. I just call him Junpei. His name is Junpei.
She pointed towards Junpei.
We're childhood friends. We went to the same elementary school.
Wait, stop! Don't tell us stuff we didn't ask you about. Zero's probably watching us right now.
I'm sorry, you're making me sad.
What are you gonna do if he's listening in?
Would that be bad?
Heck yeah, it would. We don't know how much that person knows about us. Maybe he just picked a bunch of random people to kidnap. If that is the case, then it'd be dangerous for us to let him know too much. If Zero knows who we are, he could go after our families. Maybe he'd tell us he had him to get us to do stuff, you know?
But we
we still need to know what our names are. It's going to be hard to talk to each other if we don't have names.
Alright, then why don't we have code names?
To him, apparently, it seemed like the obvious solution.
Code names?
Yeah, we'll each pick something. Like, I'll be 7. 7? Why are you 7?
Seemed a fair question. The mountain stuck out his left arm.
Because this bracelet number says 7.
Oh, I totally get it, man. Yeah, that's a good idea. He smirked. Alright then, I'm gonna be Santa. Any of you chumps know Japanese? No? Well, san means 3, so I'll be Santa, man. No, like Santa Claus? Fits, don't you think?
Then your bracelet number...
Yeah, it's got a 3 on it, man. Good job, Grandpa.
Smell you later, Grandpa!
Just like the mountain had done, Silver thrust out his left hand. Sure enough, the face of his bracelet read 3.
Very well then. I'll go next, shall I? My bracelet number is 1. Given that, I think Ace seems appropriate.
I'll be Lotus then, as I'm sure you all know it has 8 petals. Which means, of course, that my bracelet number is 8!
I realized a moment ago, her voice that I'm using for her is my toad voice.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, that's the same voice I use for toads. Anyway.
Hello! Hello!
I would appreciate it if you would call me Snake. My bracelet number is 2. It looks kind of like a snake. Since Ace has chosen cards, then I chose dice. Snake eyes, clearly. Which is particularly relevant, given that I am blind.
Blind? Really? He kept his eyes closed during the whole ordeal, which had suggested something strange, but to hear it said so casually...
You know, I didn't pick up on that at all.
Oh, you thought he was like a Brock character or something? Brock
Yeah,
or
exactly.
So many other anime characters.
Like a Moogle.
It was something of surprise. Everyone seemed a little nervous at the prince's proclamation, but no one seemed to know how to react to it. There was one person, however, who didn't seem to be surprised in the least. The girl with pink hair.
Okay. I want to be Clover. You know, like a 4-leaf clover.
Oh, man.
Good luck, right?
Good luck indeed.
I might need some water after this episode. Looking almost bored, she held out her left hand. The face of her bracelet showed the number 4. They'd come around to Junpei. He held out his bracelet.
Alright, my number's 5, so my code name is gonna be...
Why have one? It's not like there's any point to it now.
The dancer cut him off mid-sentence.
I mean, we all know your name already. You're Junpei.
Oh.
They all nodded. Akane stepped forward nervously. Oh.
Then you should call me by my name, too. Because, I mean, it doesn't seem...
It doesn't seem fair to Junpei.
You're like totally thinking it's not cool for you to hide your name after you told us his? Akane fidgeted awkwardly.
I don't know.
Junpei decided
What's
he
your
had to do
bracelet
something.
number?
It's 6. See?
She hesitated for a moment, then held out her left hand. As she claimed, the bracelet face showed a 6. Junpei looked at it for a moment and thought.
Alright then. Why don't we call you June?
That's going to be confusing.
Yeah, you know. It's the 6th month of the year. So you're June.
Jumpy.
Kane nodded, kneaded her hands, and looked up at Junpei uncertain. He smiled back at her reassuringly.
Are you good with that?
She thought about it for a few more minutes, then seemed to come to a decision and gave Junpei a small nod.
Got you covered.
Their names decided, Junpei ran over them quickly in his head.
And you can tell that I'm the main character because I have an actual name.
1 was Ace. 2 was Snake. 3 was Santa. 4 was Clover. 5 was Junpei's number. Akane was 6, and Junpei had given her the code name of June. I almost said Ace. 7 was 7. And 8 was Lotus. That meant that 8 of them, including Junpei, had revealed their bracelet numbers. But there was still one person left. He was the man with glasses and hair like a bird's nest. He hadn't said anything since they'd met on the stairs, and he didn't look like the sort of person who was inclined to conversation. His skin was pale, his breathing was heavy, and he was soaked with nervous sweat. His behavior seemed very suspicious, or perhaps simply emotionally unstable. It was difficult to tell. Whatever the case, it seemed clear that he only had a fingertip's worth of grip on his sanity. The girl with pink hair, Clover, walked up to him slowly. She put her hands on her hips and eyed him suspiciously.
What number are you?
He didn't answer. His bloodshot eyes twitched from person to person, and his breath came in hot pants.
Oh, like the dancer.
Huh?
You know, hot pants.
Oh, I get it.
Puns.
That's a knee slapper.
Woohoo.
Hey, I'm talking to you.
The man licked his dry lips with a shaking tongue and spoke with a voice like old paper.
What? Isn't it obvious? There are 9 people here. And you know who numbers 1 through 8 are. I'm the only one left. So you're 9? Yeah.
He extended a trembling arm.
They
The
don't make
bracelet-
it tremble. I'm disappointed.
Ah, the bracelet did indeed say 9. Clover looked at it contemptuously.
What's your code name? Code name? What do you want us to call you?
Man, it's sometimes hard to hit those high notes.
Yeah, especially when you're switching back from another one.
Yeah.
What do you want us to call you?
I just made you read that twice.
So, why would you do that?
We
I'm
all
a-
need names. You should too. I don't need one. Why not? Because I'm not gonna stay in here with you.
He took a shuddering breath and exhaled. Clover looked at him with something very like disgust.
You've got some sort of plan?
I do.
Yeah? What's that?
You sure you want to know?
Do you want me to take over for Clover for a moment?
Whoa.
Give your voice a rest?
Looks like we're running low on computer space, so we might need to cut this episode short
Oh,
because we don't want to
okay.
have it stop recording on us.
Do we want to play it safe then? And wrap up the episode here so that...
Yeah. I do want to get a little bit further though, but I just got to figure out why my computer's running out
okay,
of space.
just-
But just
keep barreling through?
well, no, I want to stop it here, but we're going to do more episodes. I just want to take a brief pause to figure out what's going on the computer situation. I don't want it to...
Technical situations, people! Isn't it exciting?
Yeah!
Woo!
Tune in for next episode. Sorry to cut it short.
Bye.